What's up, guys? It is episode 4 of the Hoop Industry Podcast. Glad to be joining you here on Thanksgiving week. Spencer Davies, Tyler Neal, and a good friend, a good guest here, Gab Kreuz of Big Play Network and pretty much anything you can think of in Cleveland sports. She's going to be there, kind of like me, honestly. But we've been doing stuff with the Cavs on and off the court here for this whole season to start the year. Gab, what's up? Thanks for coming in.
Hey, guys. Cool setup. It looks very official. Congrats on getting going with this. It's fun.
Thank you. Appreciate it. We're going to talk a little bit about you. We're going to get into some of the Cavs early season stuff going on and obviously talk about Thanksgiving week and what our favorite dishes are and stuff like that. So it's a little bit less, well, a little more laid back, I guess you could say. Yeah. So let's start with just the Cavs. They're off to, an up and down start, we can say. It's they're 12-7 out of the gate so far, have played literally every other day. I don't know how we're here right now at 10 a.m.
I'm exhausted. I can't even imagine what they feel like. Like, I have a frog in my voice because I'm so tired from all the things they're up to. Besides their playing schedule, they're out in the community. We're at these events, and it's kicking my butt.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a lot of things going on at once. And then you have to do stuff with Big Play. You've got stuff with I'm from Cleveland, Kreuzin Cleveland, and we're going to get to all that awesome stuff. But basically, what's your impressions been of the team so far and, just on the court, I guess?
I think I'm with Kenny in the aspect of, with some of the stars been on and off, like with injury stuff, J.A. is out and then he's back. And then Don was out for a brief period of time. And obviously Darius has been back and forth. I'm with Kenny in the aspect of, it's hard to get a total look at like what our solid team is going to look like, our best team is going to look like, especially to predict later down the line. But I also think it is cool that we're seeing streaks of other people step up and see how those rotations work. And I think that it's been, I'm taking a lot of the positives away. Like when you see Nae'Qwan Tomlin get in there and he lights it up for a minute, or somebody else like Tyrese was getting comfortable the other night and you see what he's made of. And I think that'll play well for us later down the line. So I know there's kind of probably some knee-jerk reactions like, this isn't like the 15-0 start. But, I mean, we're seeing other guys get that playing time, show what they're made of, get comfortable. I mean, like, some of these guys, when you've never played in the NBA before, or, like, you're just getting comfortable with playing at that level, like, they need a little time to feel their confidence and play with the guys. So I haven't really bothered. The only thing that has slightly bothered me is I'm like, is Evan's confidence a little awry right now? Because he doesn't seem like himself all the time. But then the other night, I felt like we were feeding and he was jamming. So I was like, there he is. There's that guy that we know. But that has been a little odd, him being a bit streaky. But outside of that, I have a lot of optimism for this team.
Yeah, I don't know if you're a psychology major, but in case, just because you're a coach and you see things, what are you seeing with Evan Mobley right now? Because I think that's a lot of, that's a question on a lot of Cavs fans' minds right now.
Sure. Yeah, I think it's no reason to panic. I agree with what you said. They're coming off a historic season, the best, the most efficient offensive season of all time, essentially, statistically speaking. So that's hard to replicate, back-to-back years. And again, with the injuries and some of the new pieces, I just think I don't mind where they're at. I think they're in a good spot because, I think in the years past, you get off to these great starts. It's almost like, did we peak too early? Right? Did we peak too early? And to your point, getting some of these younger players real reps, real experience, I think that's only going to pay dividends come the playoff run. So, I fully expect Evan to kind of hit his stride again. Again, it's hard to come off a great season and to just hit the ground running and replicate that and be at that peak level early in the season. So I think they're in a good spot.
Do you think his discomfort, if you will, or like awkwardness at times is because he's trying to be two things at once?
A little bit. I also think that not having Darius Garland in the games, he's only played 3.5 so far. And that is, I like to call him the Evan Whisperer in a way, is the way that he kind of sets him up, just getting momentum going towards the basket. Because I said this on my other podcast yesterday, Courtside with Cavs, Spencer German. Make sure to check it out. There is kind of a comparison to me with Evan Mobley and Giannis. So Giannis didn't used to be able to self-create in the half court. He had to have people get him the ball in the roll, and he kind of failed to start as a point forward, so to speak. He really couldn't play in isolation. He could use his strength to do so. He would get some charges and, here and there and stuff like that because of his brute strength. But remember, that strength didn't get put on until 4 to 5 years in his career. Yeah. And for me, when I watch Evan, he's not an ISO player. That's not his game. That's not the strength of his game. Yeah. And what Kenny's tried to do is have him stretch the floor a little bit and attack when there's no momentum going towards the basket. So, like, I love Evan as a triple threat player. I think when he's face up, that's great. But you're able to kind of put your hands in the cookie jar a little bit, like you saw Scotty Barnes the other night, if he brings it low, because his handle's still not all the way there yet. So that's what I'm seeing, at least as, from my scout's eye. And also, I think, free throw percentage being below 60% or whatever it is, there's a lot of pressure on him. There's a lot of pressure on him too.
I think maybe now he's a little in his head.
Yeah.
Because he's hanging over his shoulder. It was funny. I was talking to his dad at the gala that he had the other night, and Eric was he was no sweating it. He's like, I give him a hard time about the free throws and whatnot. And I think that, like, Evan's such a nice, like, the thing about being at that gala showed me he is just their family and him, and he's such a nice guy. And not that that's a bad thing, but it's like he might be the type who gets a little hard on himself. Like, so to your point with the pressure, he might be slightly in his head a bit, like, because he expects so much of himself, and like the monkey on his back about little things like the free throws I'm sure he's feeling the weight of it. Yeah,
no, and I'm really glad that we're going so in depth on Evan, and the gala that he had for the Mobley Foundation to introduce the Mobley Foundation was fantastic. We were at that. Yeah. Me and you have covered a ton of community events over the last year. You do.
You see him a little
you do
more organically.
Max Strus with his training camps, and you have the guys going out helping at the holidays. Jared Allen with Meals and Math over at Giant Eagle last week too, the same day of, by the way, the gala. So you can see why we're tired and stuff like that. But let's talk a little bit about you, Gab.
Sure.
Your career path, because I'm actually, like, I've known you for like a decade, but I actually don't know you, if that makes sense.
We know of each other for sure, and we cross paths, like, inevitably with sports stuff.
Yeah.
But it's true. I feel like we're both just toiling away at our little personal endeavors all the time, and then we just end up seeing each other when we do.
Yeah, so you were like a track star at John Carroll. I was literally looking up all this stuff, and we probably have even more mutual friends than we even know.
Oh, sure.
Which is hysterical.
Totally.
But just like your background in that, your background in basketball too, before, going to John Carroll, and then you end up at Syracuse doing all this other stuff. So just kind of get into yourself. Talk about yourself a little bit.
Okay. That's so funny. We never do that. We're usually seeing up other people.
We are.
Let's see. Yeah, I did. I went to John Carroll. Well, before that, ball was life. I was really basketball all the way growing up. I loved basketball, played in high school, thought about playing in college, but for whatever reason, I thought, like, at the time, and this is 18-year-old me, I had all these, like, girl crushes on these professional runners. I was like, I just became a super runner geek. I was like, they were wearing the cool shoes, and they were on these cool Team New Balance and Team Nike. And I just thought it was cool. And I was like, well, I had this dream. I'm like, maybe I could be that. Because I thought I probably wouldn't make the WNBA. But I was delusional enough to be like, I think I could maybe, though. Like, professional running is not that crazy. A lot of people, it's easier to become that than in the WNBA. So I just foolishly was like, all right, I'm going to stick to running and see what happens. I'm going to run full time. So I ran full time at school, was anemic the whole time, which is also funny because I got an IV of iron my senior year, and then I started to ball out. So the tale of track star is misleading because I was a track star for like a year and cross country because after I got that IV, which is hilarious because then I started to love it even more and set my goals even higher. I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to go to Syracuse. I was able to walk on there and make an impact and fulfill my dreams of running Division I. And of course, get my master's in broadcast and digital journalism. I was a late bloomer. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I don't really know why I went to school to begin with. Everyone was saying we go to college now. So I felt like I got to go to college. But really, I wanted to be like a professional runner. And then even after I graduated Cuse, I improved a ton in that program. They're a national championship program. I learned a ton. That coach loved me. He was like, I was like his teacher's pet because I was someone who came from D3 and started to give everybody on scholarship a run for their money. And so I was in the best position. I was like teacher's pet. This guy loved me and he took me under his wing. He even trained me a little bit after school just so I could break 5 in the mile because I was like running 5:01 so often and it was so frustrating. So even after I graduated, I think I was just tired. We were in the master's program. I was working. I was like doing teaching assistant. It was a really tough schedule. Like probably that is comparable to the schedule I have now. I've never been more spread than I was that year, but it did bother me. I didn't break 5 in the mile. So I trained for a little bit after school, ran a 4:56 and hopped in, I think it was at Kent State. I hopped in a race there unattached as like you can do that if you're graduated. You can do that as an independent. Like anyone can hop in as unattached. Yeah. So rocked a 4:56, got that monkey off my back. And then also came to the reality of like, nobody makes any money in professional running. You have to have the entire lifestyle. You have to really sacrifice everything. And you probably won't make much of a living. That kind of spooked me, especially since I just paid for a master's degree. I was like, I think maybe actually I have to start working. So I kind of gave up this like little dream I had in the back of my head, like, oh, I want to keep running. And even though it got better for me too, I think I ended on a high note though. Like I got the IV, I got to start cutting down time. I at least broke 5 in the mile. That was enough for me. So I made peace with that and then just jumped into sports, man. And we've been here ever since. I got the gig with they were called the Indians in 2016. Went to the World Series. So that was an exciting year. And then I kind of did some stuff with Sam Amico. Like I was just trying to sharpen my skills a little bit. Sam Amico ran a website covering the Cavs. So that's how you and I got connected originally, through Sam Amico writing for his site. So I got a little experience there, dabbled there. And all the other jobs kind of came as, I think, a spider web effect from, honestly, that first Indians gig. So I was starting to work for Fox Sports Ohio at the time they were called, and did like a sports trivia show called Beer Money, and started to do car commercials, cheesy car commercials, and just sort of started to network a little bit. And one thing led to another. And I'm still kind of riding that wave. I've never worked anywhere full time. I've just been a freelancer. So, yeah.
I love it. I love it. And it's been awesome to just kind of see your rise too from that point. Cause I remember you calling me all the time, in that 2015, 2016 time. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing, and
we've all been there.
Yeah, no, but we've all been
Still
there.
are,
and me and you were in the same boat. We've talked about this before so many times.
It's funny how we feel like we're kind of there now, or at least I am.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, so where do I go now?
Well, you're always chasing something. That's the thing that you're always doing that in life, and you don't really get to stop and smell the roses, so
That's
to speak.
fair.
I think that we should be very proud of where we are, and you definitely should be proud of where you are. So it's
as you grow and you learn, you just it's like you learn things that honestly, like with our business, things that I didn't even know existed 3 years ago. I'm like, oh wow, I want to chase this now, or we want to get into that. So as your network grows and as you continue to do a good job, it's like you just want more growth. So I think we're all in that space,
no doubt. And I think what's cool between like you two, like, so you run track over at John Carroll. He played at Bluffton. Okay. So like D3 all over here. I don't know if I've told you this before. My brother plays at D3. He literally just played yesterday.
Yeah.
Career high 17 points for Davies, by the way, yesterday.
go.
So
Hey.
heck yeah.
yeah, buddy.
Loved it. But that's, I think, what's awesome about is kind of our world is like, and I wanted to ask you this. How did playing sports make it easier for you to connect to athletes?
Yeah, I think it comes with an innate thing, right? You kind of are familiar, regardless of the level that you played at, you've spent all this time and sacrifice into your sport. And so your understanding of kind of the schedule, people's dreams, like even for me, as small as like, I really wanted to run Division 1. And like, even that ability of running at a higher level gave me even more insight into what that type of structure and like type of program looks like. So I think some of that has helped me a bit, just kind of relate to the sacrifices players make and their lifestyle a bit. You know, I can't really relate to how much money they be making or the fits they come into this, you know, their fit checks. I'm kind of like, okay, where are those from? Like
Ethan Sands can.
Yeah, Ethan Sands probably can. Shout out Ethan and his wardrobe picks. But yeah, as far as like the game goes, I think, and I've always just enjoyed basketball, man. Like growing up, I was a huge Cavs fan. I was going as a rocker for Halloween and just like obsessed with the Cavs. So I did really live and breathe basketball for a while growing up. So I think that helps too, just loving the game.
Who was your favorite player growing up? That you just left the door open
If
there.
I tell you, you're gonna make fun of me so hard. So I was the kid who like picked players who weren't that good. So everyone wants a LeBron jersey. Everybody wants a, you know. I'll give you $5 if you can guess whose jersey I bought.
J.R. Bremer.
And actually, did I?
I just wanted.
I might have two. So I have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
What era?
Yeah, what era?
Let's say what era.
2008.
Mo Williams.
Good guess. I think I have one of his.
Okay.
Boy, 2008.
Because it was before 2010 because LBJ left.
What was the
us.
first finals? 2007, right?
Yes, 2007 was against the Spurs.
I'll give you a hint. This player was not good.
Was not good.
Boy.
Well, now I'm going to come off disrespectful at this point.
Okay, that's true. If you guess and say, well, hey, all right, that's true. This player was good, but they did struggle mightily. But I don't know. I really liked him. Sasha Popovich.
Sasha could play.
Yeah, I think there were just streaks at the end that were uncomfortable because his confidence seemed totally blown.
Yeah.
And I was like feeling bad for him because he would like fly down the court and just miss a wide open layup. And I'm like, oh, and everyone would like rip him apart. I'm like, but I like him.
They drafted him, right? Did they draft him?
I
don't know.
I don't want to guess on that one. I know he was Serbian. That's all I know. Yeah. Say Serbian, Montenegro, I believe.
Yeah.
Was where he was from.
What about the Rockers? What names do you remember player-wise from the Rockers? Any? I have a crazy Cleveland Rocker story, by the way.
I would know if you, it was like, even when this was like more when I was younger. So I think I was just like kind of, didn't even know names really. I think I was just enchanted by female ball.
Sure.
Nice. What's your Rocker story? You got to tell it.
So what was the last year of the Rockers? I know 97 was the inaugural season of the WNBA. Was it like,
really? Okay.
Yeah.
It had to be like 2002 or something, or like 2003. Yeah, I would say like I actually did a podcast with Rusha Brown back over the pandemic with Atan Thomas. So that was random. That was like one of those times like you just had a bunch of players on at the same time, and it was cool because she shared some stories too.
Yeah.
So
you know what? That is crazy because I feel like I should know more Rockers people. I don't know if I even went to a game. I went to like a camp or something, and I got like Rockers and so I'm sure someone spoke at that time.
Yeah.
And I had like the jersey they gave us like necklaces, tattoos, and I just thought it was sick. But for whatever reason, no one's name comes to mind like about who I got to cross paths with or something.
Yeah. And for those unaware, the W is coming back to Cleveland in a couple years, which they're already assembling, their front office and their kind of marketing and stuff like that. Still haven't come up with a name yet. That's going to be in January, I believe. Yeah. But please tell us.
The Rockers. I like that.
Dude, I do too.
Yeah. I hope that they do keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw something.
Just redesign the logo a little.
Yeah. There was another name. I forget him now. There was maybe one. I was like, I could see that. Maybe.
Yeah. What's your story?
So my dad won a car at a Cleveland Rockers game.
No way.
And here's the backstory. So, my dad was a Division III college head coach for 35 years. One of his good friends that he had coached with, I don't know, a long time ago was Dan Hughes, who was the head coach of the Rockers, who went on he was the head coach of San Antonio's WNBA team.
Okay.
And then he was the head coach of the Seattle Storm and won multiple NBA championships. So anyway, he's from Toledo, Ohio.
Wow.
And he lives down in Beaver Creek, Ohio. So he's retired and family is back in Ohio. But anyway, because him and my father were pretty good coaching buddies.
Yeah.
We would go to a handful of Rockers games every summer. Okay. And so my dad is very, pretty, like if he goes to a game, whether it was one of my games or he doesn't say anything, doesn't cheer, doesn't yell, complain. He just sits there, And anyway, no emotion. So we're walking into one of these games at the time it was Gund Arena. And, one of those people comes up, oh, hey, enter to win a car. And, my mom was all excited and my dad was like, whatever. And so fills one out. Sure enough, like 2 weeks later, they get a call. hey, you were selected to be in this contest to win a car at this Cleveland Rockers game on July whatever. So we go back up. They have them up super early. And it was a hot shot competition. And granted, I know I'm a short guy. My dad's 6'4", played Division I basketball, and at this point he was only I don't know, 40 years old, was still in great shape, still played. Okay. And so
Wait, so he had to play hot shot?
it was just a shooting competition, hot shot, like
so they
this
picked
spot
so many
you get,
people, and they were like, all right, now play off to get the car.
yeah.
Wow, that's 2 layers here. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So you get 60 seconds, you make it from here, it's 2 points, here 3, all the way, a 3-pointer was worth like 5.
That feels like such that era, because that's
yeah.
what the basketball camps like.
Yeah, that's all you did.
Yeah.
And
Whammers on the sideline cheering him on.
Yep. So anyway, obviously he's pretty much better than everybody just naturally. And so the top 2 scorers before the game shoot for the car at halftime.
Oh my God.
Sure enough, he wins it. And so for months we had this, it was a brand new Buick Regal, 1997, nice car, but it had all these WNBA Cleveland Rockers like decals on it.
Oh my God.
And so my parents were driving this car around for months with all these crazy decals on it.
Oh, so you knew every player.
At one point I did, yes. At one point I did.
Or were they just like logos? I thought maybe they were like the faces
Players?
of like.
It was just like the Rockers logo, the
Okay.
WNBA logo, and then they
Okay.
had like basketballs that went down the side. So, a lot of nostalgia for me with the Rockers.
Yeah.
That's my WNBA story.
And that's when the logos were so much nicer too and cool. They were definitely obnoxious. Like you think
They were
90s, you think like Raptors logo
Yeah.
and that big dinosaur and the spikes around it.
Yeah.
Nowadays you have these minimalist,
Yeah.
crappy looking, just ugly logos. Ugly
Yeah.
typography is all corporate. Like
Mhm.
if you want to get me on a rant, like it's all of that's why I love our logo here, because this thing is beautiful. It's straight. It's like, and then you got the elephant too in it. It's
Love
awesome.
it.
But no, let's kind of shift gears here, because we could talk about WNBA memories
All
and
day.
Cavs memories all day long. But going back to the point about you working with athletes, Kreuzin Cleveland is one of the coolest things going, and I feel like people need to know about this.
Thanks.
You've hung out with Jerome at the Great Lakes Science Center. I'm pretty sure you played some sort of game with George Niang when he was here. Can you just kind of go into the origin of Kreuzin Cleveland, what your goal is with it, and just your favorite memories so far? Because I know you've done even more outside of even basketball too with it.
Yeah. Kreuzin Cleveland was born just because I thought it would be fun to do my own show. I always thought that would be fun. And I really liked comedians in cars getting coffee. Seinfeld runs this show, and it's just, he's just driving around with people, and then they end up having coffee. And I really liked the format of that show and how fun it could be. So I'm like, we could do Kreuzin Cleveland, where, I'm just in my Jeep and we got the GoPros and then we do an activity. So in a way, now looking back, it feels like I was shooting kind of high, but I think it was just like beginner's ignorance. I got super lucky. I just started reaching out to people. They say yes. And then I started coordinating with venues, and I was able to take Stephen Kwan to go play at Pins Mechanical on West 25th Street. And George and I went to Lakewood Park, and we shot hoops. That one was a little more simple, but I did get him to hula hoop a little bit too. And then Jerome with the Science Center. Science Center was cool about that. I took a NASCAR driver, Ty Dillon. We went to a Brook Park, go-karting. And so we did that. Is it go-karting? Yeah, where you're on the track, or maybe it's called something else.
What's
I
that?
don't
Is that the place right off the highway?
Yeah, it's
Sweeties?
it's
Or
kind of
BS
near
Sweeties?
there, I
Oh,
think.
okay.
Yeah, Brook Park go-karting, I believe.
Okay.
So yeah, the thought was just fun interviews, more laid back, and seeing an athlete, seeing one of your local athlete people in a different environment. And yeah, so it's been a tough thing. I've had to learn coordinating, being the interviewer, being the editor. There's just so much involved. I feel really bad to this day because there's a few that I never got fully edited. I was just editing the shorts and getting them out online because I didn't have time to get the full length edited. Because I interviewed a couple Olympians, and even Austin Hedges, I just wasn't able to get around to finishing his full length. So I've learned a lot in the process. I'm like, this is actually low-key a whole workload to weave into doing all the other stuff I'm doing. But I want to keep it alive. I'm definitely trying to get a Browns player next, because I've done, baseball, NBA, NASCAR, Olympians. I think a Browns player would be great next. So I'm trying to keep it alive. It's just on a ebb and flow schedule.
I gotcha. No, and I had to play dumb for the podcast, but I just remember you talking to me about this idea when we were doing that stuff for Amico all those years back. So it's cool to actually see it come to fruition, and the quality of the work was great. Like the shots of Ty with the flame, like at the Great Lakes Science Center, was awesome. Ty actually has a good relationship with Ty and Kobe, his brother, as well, because he's helped him train a bit there in the off season before.
Yeah. Weird. We have a weird Virginia connection.
Okay.
Kyle Guy was a good friend of mine, but the company's, and actually coaches his TBT team. And so it's funny. And then we trained Mamadi Diakite one summer. He was here.
He was here in Cleveland too. He played for the Cavs. So whole summer here with us training. And then Kobe, Jerome, Ty's little brother, who at the time was playing at Delaware in the Colonial Conference. He'd be here during the summers for stints and seeing his brother, and we'd train him, and Ty would pop in and hang out here and there. So yeah, great family.
Wow.
Great family. Yeah.
It's such a small world once you're in this.
We've talked about it on this podcast. I think every episode is just crazy. Like, you don't know who knows who's listening and all that stuff. Like, what was your favorite kind of segment, I guess, on Kreuzin Cleveland?
Austin Hedges was funny. That's why I feel bad I never got that one fully edited. But I think Ty Jerome's was great too, because he is a self-proclaimed introvert, and he would not have agreed to go to the Science Center. We joked about it even on the show, but I to his credit, and we were both actually coming off of being sick that day. Like, for him to show up and like, we just made it happen, and then it ended up being awesome. We got this incredible shot of the fire you're talking about. And I think Ty's was just cool because it was so out of his comfort zone, and he leaned into it, and it was perfect. The fact that we even got that shot, because that was what was cool about that entire thing, was I was able to weave things together for the Cavs later on when we made the playoffs, because Ty, as we know, went on to almost nearly was the sixth man of the year. So it made all of the content that we shot super relevant, and also perfect, because I was able to say that he had the hot hand off the bench and use that photo.
It was perfect. It was perfect. I won't forget it. Like, MVP of September, he come out, everyone's like, all right, whatever. Even Kenny Atkinson comes out in the press conference and says, let's see how long that lasts. Oh, you know what? It's actually lasting a little longer. Okay, maybe this guy's really, really good. So it was just funny to see that progression, and I think he had like 30 and 1/2 against the Warriors too early in the season. So yeah, no, that was super cool and very relevant, like you said, to Kreuzin Cleveland, and keep that thing going. I know it takes a village, and one person isn't exactly a village, but I'm right with you. Editing, having to be the talent, having to post it, it's not easy. So she is a extremely hard worker. Thanksgiving this week, what's your guys' favorite dishes? It's the most easy, it's the most simple question to ask, but
mine's controversial.
Oh, controversial.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I feel like no one says their favorite is the green bean casserole, but it's mine. And also, I'll take it one step further. Mine is messed up because, like, everybody likes those little crunchy things on top of them.
Oh, the onions?
Yeah. I don't
without those.
It's got to be without. My mom makes a whole separate one that's Gab's, and it does not have those. I don't know what it is. Ever since I was growing up, is it a texture thing? Am I weird for this? Probably. But mine is like this very specific, almost bland, but not really. I mean, it's still seasoned, and it's got the cream of mushroom. I don't know. I like it. It's a staple. That's my favorite.
Okay, Ty.
I think with the crunchies, I think there's a real argument there
for it to be a top. And
I don't think it's that
without
weird,
messed up.
but
okay.
Without the crunchies, boy, I don't know. I don't know.
I
That might be my
understand.
favorite part of the green beans.
That's everybody's. That's
Yeah.
why my mom, some years, she'd be like, "You have to deal with it," and I'd like pick them off.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't get the turkey thing.
Okay.
If you're gonna have a feast, I don't think I would ever pick turkey. You know what I mean? Like prime rib, even ham. I enjoy the ham more. So, the turkey's just okay. Now, I am curious to try it prepared differently. Like, your dad is the smoke
king,
smoke god, right? And so I'd love to try a smoked turkey.
Bacon wrapped, by the way.
Even a deep fried one. I've never had a deep fried.
Oh, hell yeah. We had that one year with my grandpa. Core memory there. We made it. He like deep fried it, or like broiled it in the garage. It was really cool. We sat out there for a long time,
Yeah.
and then it was money.
It was good.
It's like crispy and it's like a
Yeah.
chicken wing.
See, I
Yep.
would enjoy that. I think so much more. And then also, I love the videos of people blowing their backyard up, dropping the turkey into the oil so fast, right?
Yeah.
Frozen
Standard.
turkey
You
going
actually
into
have to
it.
be like
Yeah.
super careful.
Oh, yeah.
No, now that I think about
Yeah.
it, like this was probably such a risky endeavor, and I was like so young. We were just doing
Yeah.
it out in the garage.
Well, hey, I mean, but cheesy potatoes. And I don't know if that's like a traditional Thanksgiving dish, but
It is.
my
yeah.
mom and my wife and even my mother-in-law, they all make cheesy potatoes, and they all make them a little bit differently, and I love it. Like, I think that's my favorite part.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So other than bacon wrapped turkey, because that's an easy out, that's an easy answer, I would have to go with corn casserole. Corn casserole's mine because I like the cornbread with the corn, and it's
Oh.
basically like, I don't know, it's
Oh, I
it's just
know.
sweet.
I know what you're talking about.
so is
I
that
love
different than cornbread?
Yeah, well, it's cornbread and
it-
corn.
And is it more like it's a creamy thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
It's kind of
I
like
think I
broken
know
up.
what you're talking about. That is
Yeah.
delightful. I've had that.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's absolutely
a little more
fantastic.
niche, if you will, because I feel like it's probably not on everybody's table.
Yeah.
I mean, who's to say? We're all doing different things on Thanksgiving. But
I'll be sitting in a recliner, getting drunk, watching football. That's legitimately what I'm going to be doing, and I don't care that I said that. People need to know that because we have had a hell of
No
a schedule
shame.
to start.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shame in that. Enjoy your day.
Speaking of the holidays, by the way, though, just to another reminder, and we added one to the calendar.
Yeah.
Ty, we've got obviously the Talmadge Classic. We've got the food drive coming up, and then also an event with Nae'Qwan Tomlin. And
Mhm.
by the way, shout out to Nae'Qwan. He's been balling out for the Cavs, making the most of his minutes. But he'll be doing stuff with us here at Orange, actually.
Yeah. So, Nae'Qwan Tomlin Holiday Skills Camp. It's December 7th. It's up at Orange Middle School. So just up the road here, east side of Cleveland. And it's filling up. We've got a lot of signups so far. So if you're a parent with young kids that love basketball, love the Cavs, get on there and sign up. It will fill up. And we fortunately do have to have a cutoff. But we're looking forward to that. And he's going to be signing stuff, taking pictures. Going to be a great day of hoops. And so December 7th, looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too, man. I can't wait to see what it's like, him in that element. I feel like with all the kids and
It'll
all
be
the
awesome.
yeah, I was gonna say all the fans, and then a couple more events
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, we're having our food drive. So that's the next Sunday, December 14th. We're going to do it down the street here at Western Reserve Academy. The idea is it's a free basketball clinic. So our staff will be there. The Western Reserve coaching staff and players will be on court helping as well. Entry fee is non-perishable. So bring 2 or 3 non-perishable food items. We also are going to accept donations at the door. We'll donate it to the Akron-Canton Regional Food Bank, just doing our part, trying to fight hunger in Northeast Ohio, helping families in need during
That's
the holiday
awesome.
season. So that, and then after Christmas, December
December is a loaded month.
it's a loaded month, yeah. And so December 27th, which is the Saturday after Christmas, if I'm not mistaken, our Talmadge Classic. It's the 3rd annual. We have 5 high school games throughout the day, boys and girls. Just a great day of hoops. Get your family together, bring them out. It's fun for us to see some of the local teams and catch up with some of the local high school coaches and just get everybody together. So we're excited to do that again on the 27th.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Good stuff.
Say just to wrap here, as if you don't have enough on your plate, I would love to give you a chance to promote Love Doesn't Shove.
Oh yeah.
Say like you can just talk about that and
Hey.
and the importance of the stuff that you do with that foundation.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Because I do have the full-time freelance schedule, I'm able to kind of weave it around my one of my biggest passions, which is dating violence education. I run a nonprofit called Love Doesn't Shove, and I've been doing it since truthfully 2014, but became an official nonprofit in 2016. The subject matter really resonates with me as someone who I come from a blended family. I've got addiction in my family. I lost my brother to an overdose when I was growing up. And I think that learning some of my background and my history helped me understand why maybe some of the dysfunction we grew up with as a family played into my willingness and tolerance to stay in a relationship that was also pretty tumultuous and violent. So getting educated about that changed my life in such a way. I got educated. I was in a support group in 2015. So learning what I learned in the support group really motivated me to gift that back to other people, especially young students who don't know all of this information. We don't all come from the same home environment, so we don't know what's normal or healthy or whatever. So I was really inspired by all of the help that I got to pay that forward by creating this nonprofit, providing that education to young people so that as they're building their health, their relationships, or learning who they are and their habits, that we have a mark of value there by equipping them with healthy tools to build those relationships, because your relationships are so directly correlated to your life satisfaction in general and like your safety. So I've kept it going. I'm super passionate about it. I'm mostly doing high school presentations, but I do some middle school, some athletic teams, and truthfully the response and the students are just so awesome. Like we get these really cool conversations going in the classroom, and you can tell that it really resonates with them. And I don't know, I just love it. I love the feedback and learning with the kids and trying to make a positive difference.
Awesome.
As you do. This has been an awesome episode. I love seeing good people win, and I feel like we're going to be winning a little bit more in the future. Right now it's a little bit tough, but everyone's got to go through it. It's just like NBA players, just like basketball players, man. You just got to keep grinding away. Just how it goes.
What's so funny about that? I don't know if you've ever thought this before, but Spencer and I have talked about our grind quite a bit, and even with other cohorts of ours, but like it can be such a you're asking so much of yourself, and some of our stuff is unpaid, and it's cutting into our sleep hours, and it's us really making a personal sacrifice. But have you ever like relayed it to literally the people we're covering? Because it's like, all right, there was a time when they're shooting when no one's watching, and they're in the gym and they're in the lab and they're getting into their sleep time because they woke up early to do it or whatever. And I kind of liken it a little bit to that. Like there will be a payoff. There already has been, to your point. We have so much to be grateful for on this Thanksgiving episode nonetheless. But I have no doubt that none of this is in vain, and we do it because we love it. And even in the times that we're tired, we're going to persevere.
No doubt.
100%.
No doubt. And sorry to Rob Watson. Forgot to completely talk about him too before the end of this episode.
Yeah, speaking about getting in the lab, you saw you shooting the other night, Rob, at halftime of the Cavs game. We gotta get you in here, get some reps.
Yeah, we gotta get back to the drawing board, man.
That's awesome.
But that is a great way to put a cap on this episode of Hoop Industry. It was episode 4. Thank you guys so much for listening. Enjoy your holiday, enjoy the football. Go Buckeyes. Gotta beat that team up north, and we'll catch you on the next one.